Ipswich Town have just been promoted back to the Premier League, bouncing back from a disappointing relegation season in their first back in the Premier League. The Tractor Boys will be hoping to actually stay in the Premier League this time round, because last time their transfer strategy was quite questionable. They essentially built a championship super team, signing top championship performers like Jacob Greaves, Jack Clark, Liam Delap and Jayden Philogene. Now this did actually see Ipswich go down, but ultimately these signings have helped Ipswich finish second and bounce straight back to the Premier League, earning the club 150 million in prize money in the process. So was this strategy actually a bit of a success? Well, today we are going to take charge of the Tractor Boys, and our transfer policy is simple: realistic signings only. Well, we're going to try anyway. And as we manage the Tractor Boys through the seasons, our ultimate end goal will be to win them a Champions League trophy, and hopefully a few others along the way. So welcome to the Ipswich Town rebuild. As you can see, we are already into the fresh Premier League season. Coventry and Ipswich, the automatic promotion winners, and as we can see, Millwall have been promoted as well. And look at their first game of the season, Manchester United. I'm so gutted they lost to Hull in the playoff. I would have loved to have seen Millwall in the Premier League. And as we can also see, boys, Spurs and West Ham stayed up, which actually means, looking at the Premier League table, Leeds United have gone down, which in real life is not mathematically possible. So I'm wondering how that's actually managed to happen in FC26. Now, we are starting off with a budget of £64 million, and we really needed this money. Bearing in mind, we've got to keep the signings realistic in this rebuild. If we look at Ipswich Town's team, the best player at the club is Jayden Philogene at 24-year-old and 77 rated. They've got a good CDM in Azar Mutsiwa, 28-year-old, 76 rated, and their captain Dara O'Shea is 27-year-old, 75 rated. No 80 rated player at the club, and only 5 players at the club who are currently above 75 rated. We're going to have to be smart in the loan market and with our cash signings, otherwise it'll once again be a straight relegation for Ipswich Town. And the starting 11 we load into just really points out to me some of the positions that we need to improve in. We're definitely going to need a new goalkeeper, right back, CDM, cam and striker at an absolute minimum. And I am actually going to stick with this formation as well, boys. I'm not going to change things up. The CDMs give our defence some cover, which we are going to need, and I like the fact we've got a front four of an attacking midfielder and wingers. Now, in his last stint as an Ipswich player, Muric was absolutely woeful and one of the reasons why they got relegated. But in FC26, his 27-year-old and 75 rated is not really a bad keeper. Going to save us money in the meantime using him in season 1, so we're not actually going to look for a goalkeeper. And we are going with a counter-attacking system as well, boys. We're going to sit deep and hit teams on the break. I feel like if we try and be too expansive in our first season back in the Premier League, we're just going to go straight back down and get battered every single week. But before we do any signings, let's get some youth scouting done, because I do want to look for a goalkeeper. And we always let you guys decide the nations we scout in FC26. So for this season, we are going with this comment. We are going to be scouting Wales, and we are going to be looking for a goalkeeper. And there's already a very exciting youngster, Frankie Pope, in our academy, 72 to 94 potential, 18-year-old. He's going out on loan this season. So after a lot of scouting, we've finally got our top transfer targets. And the first one is Edson Alvarez of West Ham United, 28-year-old, 79 rated CDM. He has been out on loan to the Turkish Super League this season, so he's not got many minutes for West Ham, and he's only played 12 games there. In real life, this seems like a player whose career is on the decline, and I definitely think someone like Ipswich could snap him up and give him another chance at Premier League football. And Edson Alvarez becomes the first signing of the Ipswich Town rebuild, and we get him for just 13.5 million. Bargain if you ask me. So a CDM's been signed. It's now time to bring a new right back to the club. I've identified Amar Dedic of Benfica, a 23-year-old, 77 rated right back. Also very affordable. We could pay anywhere from 12.5 to 16 million pounds for him. Definitely think he'd be open to a move to the Premier League. He's only on 14 grand a week at Benfica. He's going to be on like 30 or 40 grand in the Premier League. And Amar Dedic now joins the Tractor Boys for 14.5 million pounds. Another bargain if you ask me. But with a right back and CDM signed, our attention now turns to attacking midfield. And we've identified go-ahead Eagles attacking midfielder Jakob Broim, who's 22-year-old and 77 rated. Definitely think a player would move from the Eredivisie over to the English Premier League. And Broim now joins the club as well for just 12.5 million, our third bargain of the summer. And finally, we need to bring a striker to the club, but we've only got 16 million in the bank. Now, we have managed to sell some players. We needed to raise some funds, the likes of Samis Schmodics, Harry Clark, Connor Chaplin, Anis Mehmeti, Idozi Ogbene, all been sold to raise nominal fees. We've sent a few players out on loan as well, like Cameron Humphreys and Sindre Ageli, who's actually gone to Coventry, to be fair, an actual Premier Premier League rival. Now, these sales have left us with 33 million in the bank, and it brings a striker to the club, and we've got to get this signing right. And lads, I'm definitely pushing the boat out with this signing, but hear me out. We're going to go for Jon Wisser of Newcastle United, who's 81 rated, 29-year-old, and got very good stats. He has been the biggest flop in the Premier League this season. He has been so bad for Newcastle, especially given they spent 2 transfer windows trying to sign him. Don't think he's even scored a goal for them. He's been injured all season. I have a feeling Newcastle may want to sign another striker in the summer, and Wisser will probably leave the club. Admittedly, probably on loan, as no one's going to pay his wages. We're going to bring him to Portman Road, but I do need some feedback on this signing. Is it realistic or not? And we complete the signing of our new number 10, Jon Wisser, and he joins us for £25 million. Not gonna lie though, boys, I am a little bit worried about this one. Just definitely see him leaving Newcastle in the summer, because as of right now, our starting 11 is locked in for season number 1. Can this team keep Ipswich in the Premier League? There's only one way to find out. So we have arrived at the end of season number 1, lads. Have we done enough to remain a Premier League side? Well, the starting 11 has seen some pretty significant growth, with 4 players now well above 80 rated. There's some clear weaknesses in this team, which does fill me with a little bit of dread, but the fact every single player has got good morale besides Greaves and Muric, surely that's got to be a positive sign. Now, in terms of stats this season, we have scored a few goals. Jakob Brown getting 13 goals and 11 assists and growing to 82 rated. What a signing he turned out to be. Wisser got 13 goals and 6 assists as well, and Jaden Philogene had a good season with 11 goals and 4 assists. We even kept 13 clean sheets this season, which is very encouraging. I think everything's pointing towards Premier League survival. And we've survived comfortably in the Premier League, finishing 12th in the league on 47 points, 12 wins, 11 draws, 15 losses, only 48 goals scored, which is a bit of a cause for concern, but we're nowhere near the relegation zone, where Coventry, Wolves and Millwall all go down pretty significantly as well. Now we can start building towards pushing to the top half of the Premier League and maybe even Europe. But in the FA Cup, lads, we missed a massive chance to get to Wembley, losing in the quarterfinals 3-1 to Middlesbrough, who went on to take on Crystal Palace, who went on to win the FA Cup. That could have so easily been us this season, lads. Really disappointed with that outcome. And in the Carabao Cup, we got knocked out in the 3rd round by Portsmouth on penalties. That is really poor. 1-0 on penalties, by the way, means we missed 3 penalties. And George Hurst is leaving us at the end of the season. He's not really good enough, and that probably means we need a new backup striker next season. And Muric has handed in a transfer request. It's highly likely we'll have to sign the new goalkeeper as well next season. So we have now arrived in season number 2, and I have got a little bit of bad news. Only 37 million sits in our bank account, and we desperately need signings. Now, Muric will be leaving the club for a fee, and we do need to bring a new goalkeeper to the club in this transfer window, and I'm hopeful to replace one of these 76 rated players in the team, and I'm going to be looking to bring a new centre-back to the club, I can't lie. So a goalkeeper and centre-back will be top priority in this transfer window. Hopefully we can stretch 37 million far enough to get these deals over the line, and we're going to have to save some money as well for wages. Now, we have identified a goalkeeper we want to bring to Ipswich in this transfer window, and it's Marcin Bulka, who is currently playing in the Saudi League. I've just checked online. He's only started 5 games for his current club in real life. He's 80 rated, 27-year-old, really good goalkeeper. Would he fancy moving back to Europe, closer to his home country of Poland, and playing in the world's best league? I actually think so. So we are going to sign him and bring him to Portman Road, and we're going to pay anywhere from 19 to 24 million for him. And we complete the signing of Marcin Bulka for £20 million, and he becomes our new number 1. And now for me, boys, I would have really liked to have signed a new winger in this transfer window, but I've just remembered we sent Sindre Egeli out on loan to Coventry. He's grown to 75 rated at 21-year-old. Lads, we are recalling him from the loan, and we are going to put him in the team in the right midfield position, move Philogene over to the left, and drop Jack Clark down to the bench. Now, in order to sign a centre-back, we have had to sell 3 players. We knew Muric was leaving the club. He's gone to Atalanta for 6.5 million. We've also sold Marcelino Nunes for £5 million. He's gone to the Saudi League. Bit of a legend in because he swapped Norwich for Ipswich and got Ipswich promoted. And Kieran Slicker also leaves the club. We've identified a centre-back we want to bring to Ipswich that I think they could actually pull off. Chris Richards of Crystal Palace, an 81 rated 27-year-old centre-back with very good defensive stats, worth £20 million as well. I just feel like in terms of club potential, Ipswich could overtake Crystal Palace if they invested properly. Bigger stadium, bigger fan base. They seem to have a lot of investment behind them as well. So we're going to bring him to Portman Road, but let me know in the comment section down below, is this a realistic signing? And Chris Richards becomes our second and potentially final signing of season number 2. He joins us for just £21 million. And with the incomings of Bulka and Richards both over 80 rated, both 27-year-old, both experienced players. Chris Richards could even be a Conference League winner in just a few days' time. I think we've really improved the overall level of our squad, and we've definitely got a good chance of getting closer to the top half this season. Don't think we have any worries of relegation. And when we add Bulker and Richards to our starting 11, the team is looking so strong on paper, boys. Loads of 80 rated players in there. Can we improve on a 12th place finish? I actually think we could. One thing I hope doesn't happen in this transfer window, though, is any big clubs come in and snipe some of our better players, especially Jakub Brojum. He was our best player last season, and an 82 rated and 23-year-old. I can definitely see him being in high demand in a few seasons' time. And I just knew it were going to happen sooner or later, boys. We've had a bid come in from the Premier League champions Manchester City for Jakub Brojum. It's below what I'm willing to accept for him. They want to give us 43 million. Not going to lie, lads, if we can agree on a 55 million pound transfer fee, we could be seeing Brojum leave to Manchester City. And there it is, boys. The Man City boss, Arne Slot, very weird that, has agreed to pay 55 million for Brojum, and we're going to have to bring a new centre attacking midfielder into the club in this transfer window. But the board are only going to allow us to assign a replacement for Brojum. With transfers really stressing me out, let's have a little break from signing players for just a couple of seconds and sort out our scouting for season 2. For this season, we are going with this comment. We're going to be scouting Norway, and I'm just going to be looking for players in positions where we've still got 70 rated players. That's the defence, winger and attacking midfield. Hopefully we can find some decent youngsters in Norway. And we have found Brojum's replacement, Adriano Jagusic from Panathinaikos, who's 21-year-old and 78 rated. Really good player who has got potential upwards of 88. Going to be a costly deal for such a young, unproven player. Anywhere from 29 to 36 million will sign him, but I'm willing to take the risk on the young Croatian international. And we complete the signing of Jagusic for 34 million pounds. For this money that we've spent, we absolutely need this signing to be a success. So we have arrived at the end of season number 2, boys. Our starting 11 is looking good. A lot of players now 80 rated in this starting 11. Really happy to see Jagusic has grown to 83 rated. 22-year-old as well, with 83 passing and 84 dribbling. Got potential to be a real special player. There's obviously a few positions in the team we will want to be improving in season number 3, but everyone's got happy morale, so I'm hoping that means we've had another really good season. And looking at the stats, it looks like we have been slightly better in front of goal. Wissa got 18 goals. Jagusic was our best player overall with 26 goal involvements, and Ageli and Philogene did get 11 goals each. Our front four did a lot of the scoring. Looks like we could have had a good season. Let's check the league table. And it's actually a 7th place finish for Ipswich in the Premier League, which could secure us Conference League football. We finished on 60 points, had a positive goal difference of 56 goals scored, 53 conceded, 16 wins, 12 draws, 10 losses. Really progressive season for us. Now, interestingly, it was a Fulham Norwich FA Cup final, and Fulham went on to win it. So again, another opportunity missed in this competition. We were knocked out by Watford in the 4th round. That's really poor. And in the Carabao, how did we get on? We reached the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup and lost to Chelsea 2-1. I do feel like a trophy could be around the corner soon. Pretty gutted to lose to Watford in the FA Cup like. So we've now arrived in season number 3, and we've got a better budget of 49 million pounds, which we can definitely put to work. Just before we progress any further, I do just want to check if we are in Europe this season, and we actually are. We're in the Conference League. Thank God for that. The board want us to win it. To be honest with you, we probably could, given the squad that we've got. So looking at our starting 11, there's 2 positions that I do really want to improve going into season number 3. That's going to be CDM. I want to replace Matasiwa, and I want to bring in a centre-back to replace Jacob Greaves. We may also look on the free agents list to bring a new striker to the club. We don't have a backup striker, and we haven't actually utilised the free agents list yet. And we have found a free agent striker we want to bring to the club. Aris Mbagner, 28-year-old, 76 rated striker, will do a job in the Conference League for sure, and on a free contract. I think it's a realistic signing, and also a decent signing as well. And that's my Mbagner sign, lads. Cost us nothing, 40 grand a week. Good signing if you ask me. And we've found the CDM we want to bring to Ipswich Town in this transfer window. It's Noel Aseko of Everton, who were relegated to the Championship. At 78 rated and 22-year-old, he's got potential upwards of 86. Would be a good signing for the future, and someone who can impact our starting 11 right now. And we're going to pay anywhere from 17 to 22 million pounds for him. And we complete the signing of Noel Aseko for 20 million pounds. Now, while I'm very happy with this signing, boys, it only leaves us with 24 million in the bank, and we really need a new starting centre-back in this transfer window. So, lads, given our small transfer budget, we are going to have to try and find a bargain for our next signing, and we have found Daniel Ballard, 28-year-old, 80-rated centre-back. Decent player, to be fair. The best thing about Ballard is he is out of contract at the end of the season, meaning we can get him for between 11 and 15 million pounds. We can actually bring him to the club, and Ballard signs for the club for just 13 million pounds, an absolute bargain. However, boys, Ballard and Richards are good Premier League players. they're not going to win us a Champions League. Centre-back is still an area of the club I want to improve. But as we're now left with just £8 million in the bank, it's very unlikely we make another signing unless a key first-team player gets sold. Now let's get back to the youth scouting and using your recommendations for nations to scout. For this season, we are going with this comment. We're going to be scouting in Iraq, and the comment wants us to look for wingers. That's what we'll do. Left mid and right mid on the cards. So season 3 is now completed, boys, and we're starting to look at a very, very strong Ipswich Town team on paper, with Dedic, Jagusic and Visser being our best 3 players. There's definitely a few positions in this starting 11 that I want to improve, left back and right back for sure, and we could do with a little bit of squad depth as well. I'm actually really intrigued to see how we've got on in season number 3. But if the stats are anything to go by, Johan Wisser's had his best season to date, getting 32 goals and 13 assists. Back we've played 58 games is telling me we've gone far in at least one competition. Now, you don't play 58 games for no reason. We have got far in one competition, but which one were it? Now in the Premier League, we do achieve a 6th place finish, which is an improvement on last season by 1 position on 69 points. We weren't really far away from getting Champions League football or Europa League football. So we've got guaranteed Conference League football in season 4. We actually won 22 games. We only drew 3 times. We were very much an all or nothing team this season. Let's see how we got on in the competitions. Well, we only go and win our first trophy of the rebuild. We beat West Ham United 5-0 in the FA Cup final, adding an FA Cup trophy to our trophy cabinet. What a way to win the FA Cup, boys, with a 5-0 win. We would have no success in the Carabao Cup. We lost to Arsenal in the 3rd round, but we would win the Conference League, beating Frankfurt 3-1 in the final. Ipswich Town are a European champion. That's a Conference League trophy added to our trophy cabinet. Well, that certainly explains why we played so many games this season. An FA Cup final, a Conference League final, 2 trophies. What a season for Ipswich. I think that means we're playing in the Europa League next season. So after an amazing season 3, we're now in season 4, and we've only got £55 million in the bank after such a successful season. That's really disappointing, boys. Thought the board might have dug out a little bit more cash for us than that. 2 positions we're going to be looking to improve are left back and right mid, as Davis and Igeli just aren't really growing at the rate I want them to. And we do have to cast our eye on some of the more senior players in the squad who may need replacing soon. The likes of Wisser, Alvarez, Ballard, Richards and Bulker, all reaching late 20s, early 30s. They could start to decrease in overall soon. And Adriano Jagusic, 86 rated 23-year-old, he could be hot property in this transfer window. We don't have another Broyum situation, and we actually managed to keep him. So signing a left back is going to be critical in this transfer window. We've identified Samuel Dahl of Toulouse in France. He's 26-year-old, 82 rated, can grow up to 86 rated, so he's still a decent player. Got good stats as well, very good dribbler, and he's affordable, boys, because his contract is expiring. We're going to pay anywhere from 22 to 28 million to bring him to Portman Road. Definitely think this is a realistic signing. And Samuel Dahl joins the club for just 23 million, leaving us with 29 million in the bank to bring a new right mid to the club. And 2 players also leave the club, lads. Casey McAteer and Jack Taylor, 2 Irishmen, leave the club. They've both gone to the Championship. They won't be getting many minutes for us. And we've identified a very exciting right midfielder we want to bring to Portman Road, Jaden Adai of Como, who's 23-year-old and 79 rated with very good stats at 91 pace. He's affordable as well, anywhere from 24 to 30 million. Will bring him to Portman Road. He's got excellent potential. We complete the signing of Jaden Adai, and he joins for just £26 million. So that is most likely going to be our transfer business done for the season. We have only got 7 million left in the bank. Our main aims now will be to keep some of our star players like Jagusic, Dedic, and even the likes of Bulker, Alvarez, Richards. And we kick off our season in devastating fashion. Man City bounce us 4-1 in the Community Shield. However, looking at the stats, it looks like they were just more clinical than us. Really not a good way to start off the new season though. So we arrive at the end of the season, lads, and looking at our starting 11, has this team gone slightly under the radar? Because this is a quality team. 2 89 rated players in there in Aseko and Jagusic, loads of high 80 rated players. I'm really surprised to see Bulker's reached 87 rated. I actually thought we could have had to replace him at some point, and I think going into next season, there's 2 positions in this team that we have to improve. We need a world-class centre-back because Ballard and Richards are both 30-year-old, and Wisser will start to decrease in overall. He's 33-year-old and 84 rated. Will have a role to play off the bench, but we're going to need a new starting striker. Now, looking at our stats, Jagusic was our best player, 29 goals and 14 assists. Once again, our front 4 were our top performers, and as we can see, boys, we've played 60 games in all competitions, which says to me we have reached another European final. We had an excellent season in the league. We've actually finished 5th in the league, which is outstanding on 73 points. We did ultimately finish 2 points out of the Champions League places. Very, very impressive goal difference as well, boys. 62 goals scored and only 43 goals conceded in 38 games. Our defence has been very strong. This does mean we've got Europa League football secured for next season, but I think we made a European final. Now, our defence of the FA Cup ended in the semi-finals. We lost to Spurs 2-1, who would go on to lose to Everton in the final. And once again, we lose in the third round of the Carabao Cup. But I had a bit of an hunch. We have made the Europa League final, and we won the Europa League. We smashed AC Milan 4-0 in the final to add a Europa League trophy to the trophy cabinet. And you know what that means. Winning the Europa League does gain us entry to the Champions League. Now, we have arrived in season number 6. We're actually in the UEFA Super Cup, which is really exciting. We could win every European trophy in this rebuild. I hope we win that final. And we have been given £130 million to spend in this window. Very good budget. Striker and centre-back absolutely being brought to the club. And as we can see, Azor Matasiwa is unavailable to play for us as he's handed in a transfer request. We are going to sell him and bring a backup CDM into the club as well. Now, because we're in the Champions League, the door's been open for us to sign some higher quality players. We'll try to keep them as realistic as possible, but we are going to be signing players capable of playing in the Champions League. Now, when it comes to signing a striker, there's only one player I had in mind. Former Ipswich Town man Liam Delap, who currently plays for Girona. His career's really gone downhill since leaving Ipswich Town. 27-year-old, 84 rated, the same overall as Wissa, but 6 years younger. Fantastic stats and a 5-star weak foot. Definitely think Liam Delap would be open to rejoining Champions League Ipswich at some point. And Liam Delap officially rejoins Ipswich Town, and we have paid £50 million to make the deal happen. And we've also identified a centre-back we want to bring to the club, Nobel Mendy of Rayo Vallecano. 25-year-old, 83 rated, left-footed player who's really, really good. Not as good as Ballard and Richards yet, but he's 5 years younger and has got up to 89 potential. And we complete the signing of Nobel Mendy for £41 million, leaving us with £31 million in the bank to bring a new CDM to the club. And we've identified Jonathan Varane from QPR as the CDM we want to bring to Portman Road. 28-year-old, 6'1", 80 rated, very affordable player as well. Should be a good backup signing going into the Champions League. And we complete the signing of Jonathan Varane for just £19 million. That's going to be our transfer window done in terms of incomings. And now our attention turns to trying to keep our best players at the club, like Jagasic, Aseko, Bulker and Dedic. Hopefully no bids come in for our players. And lads, we've lost in the UEFA Super Cup in spectacular fashion. Man City beat us 4-1. What's going on? We had such a good defence last season. We had an opportunity to win every single European trophy in this rebuild, and we have not taken it. So we've arrived at the end of the season, lads, and look at our team on paper. What a team we have built here at Ipswich Town, with 3 90-rated players in the starting 11, and every single outfield player besides Jaden Adai above 84 rated. I'm really confident we've had a very successful season. And looking at the stats, a lot of goals scored. Once again, it's our front 4 who are our best performers. Have we added some more trophies to our trophy cabinet though? Well, in the Premier League, we finished second, 2 points behind eventual winners Manchester City. We just ultimately lost too many games this season, and we were so close to adding a Premier League trophy to our trophy cabinet. We didn't perform the best in the FA Cup, getting knocked out in the 5th round by Liverpool, and in the Carabao we reached the semi-finals, but we lose to Man City 4-1 over 2 legs, who just had our number this season. Now this season we did debut in the Champions League, and in the round of 16 we lost 4-3 on aggregate to PSG after winning the first leg. Really doesn't get any more difficult than that, boys. We've now arrived in season number 6, and we've got another strong transfer budget of £135 million, and there's 2 positions in the starting 11 that I do want to improve. Edson Alvarez is now 33 rated and 85-year-old, and unfortunately, boys, he will start to decrease in overall from now on. So we're going to bring a new CDM in to replace him, but he'll be an excellent backup going forward. And both of our wingers are some of the lowest rated players in our team. We are going to look to bring a new winger to the club. So a CDM and winger, top priorities in this transfer window, and we've got more than enough money to make these deals happen. Bearing in mind we've just finished second in the Premier League, I think we can pretty much sign any top player we want at this point. point. And we've identified a CDM, Ayoub Bouade of Lille, who's 23-year-old and 85 rated. The guy is absolutely incredibly well-rounded. Very young as well, so could still grow into a very good player. And Bouade is no attractor boy. He joins for 63 million. And we've also identified the winger we want to bring to the club, Julian Duranville of Celta Vigo, 85 rated, 25-year-old, unbelievable player with 5-star skill moves. Could be a costly deal though. And we complete the signing of Julian Duranville, who joins for £60 million. We also used Igale as part of the deal. And those new signings have clearly worked, boys, as we're in the Champions League final and we will be taking on Man City. Another all-English Champions League final on this channel. Can we get the job done though? And this season we would win our first Premier League trophy of the rebuild, finishing on 95 points, 2 points clear of second place Arsenal, and us two absolutely dominated the league this season. That's a Premier League trophy added to our trophy cabinet. Can we add a few more trophies though? Well, in the FA Cup, Arsenal would get revenge on the Premier League defeat as they beat us on penalties in the semi-finals. And Arsenal would beat us in the Carabao Cup final too, beating us 2-1 in the final. Honestly, despite the Premier League win, they've been our arch nemesis this season. We're in the Champions League final and Arsenal are not. This is the team we're taking into the final and it's absolutely amazing on paper. And in terms of stats this season, Liam Delap did score 40 goals in all competitions, which is very impressive. Jagasic, Duranville, Philogene and Bouade all got over double figures for goals and assists as well. And I think the Hall of Famer absolutely picks itself for this rebuild. We're going to give it to Adriano Jagasic, who's been amazing since we brought him in. He's our highest rated player, constantly churned out goals and assists as well. And can he be the star man in the Champions League final where we take on Manchester City? Before we get the final on the way, let's have a quick look at Manchester City's team. Marmoush, 81 rated out on the left. They have got 93 rated Haaland and 88 rated Shirky. A lot of 85 rated players. Rodri's dropped to 83 rated. They've got 76 rated left back. We need to be attacking the left back position, so we need to get the ball out to the right as much as possible to Duranville. And I do really want to get the ball out to Duranville as quick as possible and get at Wilson Esbrand and nearly get round him straight away. 10 minutes in, lads. No shots, no chances. We're moving the ball around nicely. Aseko's got a bit of space here. Shoots. Great save by Donnarumma. First shot of the game. Easy save for Donnarumma. Great tackle by Duranville. Bouade. What a ball by Bouade. And Duranville's in. There's got to be 1-0. Cut across. Delap. 1-0 to Ipswich Town. What a ball by Bouade. Wow, that could be one of the best passes we've done in FC26. Split the defence. Wilson Esbrand out the game, and I was always going to square that. 1-0 to Ipswich. Oh, that's too easy for Shirky. Great tackle by Dahl. Haaland's going to be the danger man here. Oh, it's right on his head. Oh my god, 1-0. We'll just see it coming a mile off. As soon as that ball goes to Haaland's head, he's going to score in it. We was in front for all of about 5 in-game minutes. It's just too easy. Who's marking him? It looks like... I don't even know who's marking him. There goes the half-time whistle, boys. It's 1-1 heading into the second half. Haaland's header from the corner, getting City back into the game. In a game that, to be honest, we have been the better team in. Hopefully we can get a chance in the second half and kill the tie off. Bouade, one more. Dedic, 2-1 to Ipswich Town. What a brilliant team goal that were. And it's our right back, Dedic, who scores once again, coming down City's left-hand side. I'm hoping City just put a lot of men forward now. Jagasic, that's a great ball. Once again down City's left-hand side, we're in. Duranville. Delap, 3-1 to Ipswich. Surely now that's the Champions League final secured. No, Reinders. Haaland with a shot. It's crept in. What is Bolker doing? It was straight at him. How has that gone in? I genuinely do not believe it. How has that gone in? The ball gets given to Haaland. He hits it for... Oh my god, he hits it first time. It's literally straight at the keeper and he just pushes it into the corner. Let's see if we can get a goal from a corner. Whipped in. Delap! What an header by Liam Delap. It's 4-2 to Ipswich. That is a Liam Delap hat-trick in the final against his former club. And there is the full-time whistle, lads. Ipswich Town win an absolute thriller in the Champions League final and are the champions of Europe, thanks to a hat-trick from former City man Liam Delap. And now all that is left to do, boys, is to get our hands on that trophy. Ipswich Town are officially the champions of Europe. And that is another rebuild successfully boxed off, and I'll see you in the next one.